Hello everyone and welcome back to Voodoo Detective, and let's just continue where we left off, which is trying to figure out what to do next. And I realized that she actually told me not to go to her until I had a development on the case, and I don't, so the only other thing that I can think of that I can do, I don't think I need to go in there, or there, is to actually tell the butler that I don't want to wait. It's the only thing I can think that I can do different than what I did. That would matter. Obviously, I can get a room at the hotel, but like I said, wouldn't really make sense. Hello again, Benny.
Oh, hello, Detective. I'm afraid Mr. Fontoul is still tied up in a meeting. Can you come back later?
Yeah, no, I'm not waiting.
That's all right. I don't mind waiting inside.
Mr. Fontoul should be finished presently.
Uh-huh, sure. Butler's quarters? That's just that. Let me sure we can look at the chandelier.
Looks like someone's afraid of the dark.
I don't think that's what it's about.
Of a fancy man.
That's one way of looking at it. Can we go in here? Apparently we can. Okay. Wow.
Empty. Looks like Benny Boy's been drinking more sherry than the Queen.
Yeah.
I think it's Leopold.
If you say so. Oh.
There's a letter here addressed to Benny. Tear stains have blotted out some of the words. Benny, you have to stop. I don't know what he would do if he found... Besides, I can't just forget the way you treated me. I don't know what you're getting at. Hoodoo, you're scaring me. I'd like to remain friends, but you have to stop. Sincerely, I wonder if Mary wrote this.
Don't know. Maybe.
Opera records and romance novels. There's also handwritten sheet music. It says Benny and the Jest. A ballad about how my love life has been one grand joke.
Wow. Oh, didn't see that before.
Hoodoo for butlers. A couple of chapters are bookmarked.
Okay.
Love spells and mind manipulation.
Huh.
What have you been up to, Benny, old pal?
Certainly seems to be pointing to him. Hey, Benny.
Mr. Fontoul should be finished presently.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can't talk to you about that.
I got this letter here addressed to you.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you get that? Have you been in my room?
Yep.
This looks awfully bad, Benny boy.
Yes, it does.
A letter from someone who doesn't appreciate your attentions. A book of hoodoo in your room. And Mary Fontoul wakes up without her memory.
Yep.
Care to explain?
You have been in my room. Mr. Detective, I resent what you're insinuating, and I absolutely cannot abide you invading my privacy. I have nothing but respect and admiration for Mary Fontoul. She's my dear friend, and one of the few people to show interest in my opera. I will speak no more on the matter.
Yeah, well, still looks bad for you, sir. I would like to ask him about the greenhouse, but I guess I can't. I guess we can try
Listen,
that.
you old pit viper. I've stuck my neck out for you financing this new factory of yours.
All right, all right. Calm yourself, dear boy. No need to get excited.
I'm guessing that's the
Well,
husband.
if I'm excited, it's your fault. Quid pro quo, Victor, you slippery worm. I don't like all this cloak and dagger nonsense.
Just a little professional discretion, Gordon. We don't want anyone stealing our recipes, do we?
Discretion? I don't care a fig for your discretion. I care about what's being done with my money.
Be at ease, my friend. I'll explain it all at the shareholders' meeting. For now, please trust that things are progressing on schedule and as planned.
I don't like being left in the dark, Victor. I don't like it at all. You'd better have some answers next time we meet.
Interesting.
Sir, a Voodoo Detective is here to see you.
A detective?
Voodoo Detective, Mr. Fontoul.
Yep.
I was hoping we could talk.
I see. Well, why don't you join me in my office?
Okay. Sure.
You've got quite the collection here. I don't even know what most of this stuff is.
Ah, yes. Those are from the old days before Island Ventures. I used to travel all over the world, collecting bits and bobs from hither and yon. I find different cultures completely fascinating. It's a bit of a hobby.
Okay.
It's a map of a place called Ventures Island.
That's right. Island Ventures has big plans for Ventures Island.
Interesting.
Looks like a wedding photo.
Ah, what a happy day that was. Bloom of the peach, blush of the berry. My sweet, sweet Mary.
Right.
Yeah.
Lots of elegant leather-bound books. Just the kind you expect in a fancy office.
A reader lives 1,000 lives before he dies. The man who never
That's
reads
one way of looking at
lives
it.
only one.
I guess we'll just talk to you.
I do apologize for the excitement out there. When in business, one must deal with all sorts of people.
I suppose so.
Especially when you require funding.
What was that argument about?
Well, Island Ventures' subsidiary, Island Kitchen, is preparing to launch a new line of food.
Okay.
I'm holding the cards pretty close to my chest to avoid any leaks. Gordon doesn't like that. But surely that has nothing to do with why you've come to see me.
I'm
Unless
pretty
you
sure
too
it doesn't.
Wish to inquire about the particulars of our new secret recipes?
No.
I'm here on behalf of my client, your wife.
Mary? My God, I've been worried sick. Is she all right? She'd been acting like a
Depends on
completely different
how you
person,
look at it.
and then she just up and left.
About Mary.
I've got some questions about your wife.
Please, go ahead.
Pendant?
Mary was given this pendant around the time she lost her memory. Look familiar?
Why, yes. She brought it to me shortly after her memory trouble began. We never were able to find out where it came from. Do you think it has anything to do with her amnesia?
Most
I
likely.
don't know yet.
I mean, it is related to it. Mary's past?
What do you know about Mary's past?
I'm afraid very little. I know both of Mary's parents died when she was young, and she has no siblings. But she doesn't like to talk about her past, and I don't wish to reopen old wounds.
That's nice of you, I guess, but... anyone new in Mary's
Was
life?
Mary spending time with anyone new prior to her memory loss?
Not that I know of. My work requires frequent travel, and Mary always insists on joining me. Couple that with her proclivity for solitude, and she isn't left with much opportunity to make new acquaintances. At
Makes
least
sense.
none that I would be unaware of.
Mary's friends?
Does Mary have any close friends?
Mary keeps largely to herself, but she does visit with my nephew's wife on occasion. Her name is Kiki Lawton.
Lawton's Law. Who is Mrs. Lawton?
What do you know about Mrs. Lawton?
Kiki is the wife of my nephew, Theodore, but I'm afraid I don't know her very well.
Okay, contacting Kiki?
Do you know how I can reach Mrs. Lawton?
I know Kiki and Mary often enjoy brunch together at the Chic Shore restaurant. You might try there.
There was a woman that was sitting on her own.
If you don't mind, I've got other questions.
Who would hurt Mary?
Do you know of anyone who would want to harm Mary?
Heavens, no. Everyone loves Mary. She's kind and good. She never bothers anyone. A mind would have to be truly unhinged to harm a sweet, delicate flower like Mary.
Okay.
That's enough about your wife for now.
Greenhouse access?
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
My butler, Benny, manages the grounds here. You'll have to ask him about it.
Okay.
Though he has become a bit more particular about whom he lets in, since his tiff with the local barman.
Okay. About you.
Do you mind if I ask some personal questions?
Go right ahead.
Have any enemies?
Do you know of anyone who might want to do you harm? Someone who might go after your wife to get to you?
In business, one has many competitors. And of course, if you're successful, there are bound to be those who look on with covetous eyes. But business is about optimizing profit, Detective, and there is no profit in harming a man's wife.
I mean, there could be. If you can intimidate someone enough. Your wealth?
You've amassed quite the fortune. Got any greedy-eyed next of kin looking for a slice of inheritance pie?
No, nothing like that. The only family I have aside from Mary is my nephew, Theodore Lawton. He runs a law practice downtown and works as my lawyer.
And if you and Mary were out of the picture, he would stand to inherit quite a lot of lettuce, right?
Are you suggesting that Theodore is trying to kill my wife?
I'm not suggesting anything, just exploring possibilities.
Yep. Do my job.
That's enough about you for now.
Man.
That's all for now.
Godspeed, Detective.
Well, guess we're talking to Benny.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
Mary Fontoul?
What can you tell me about Mrs. Fontoul?
Mary is a good woman. She's always been generous to me. She used to sit for hours with that kind, blank stare of hers, listening to my opera when no one else would. It was unlike her to leave the way she did. I've been so worried. I do hope she's all right.
Again, depends on how you look at it. Mary's behavior?
Did you notice anything strange about Mary before she lost her memory?
Not that I can recall. She seemed every bit her normal, quiet self. Completely imperturbable, as though a veil of calm separated her from the troubles of the world.
Interesting. Anyone new in Mary's life?
Did Mary start spending time with anyone new prior to her memory loss?
I don't think so. She only really spent time with Mr. Fontoul and her friend Kiki Lawton. And myself, of course, the dear.
Who would hurt Mary?
Do you know of anyone who would want to harm Mary?
No, I don't. Mary never hurt or offended anyone.
I mean,
Frankly,
you don't know
she didn't
that.
interact with all that many people to begin with.
Pendant?
I've got this gold pendant here. Have you ever seen it?
Sorry, no.
Other questions?
If you don't mind, I have a few other questions.
Victor Fontoul?
What can you tell me about Mr. Fontoul?
Mr. Fontoul is a beneficent gentleman. I can make no complaints about the time I've spent working under his employ. Even if I
Okay.
could. It's not a butler's place to say such things.
Yeah. True. Do you live here?
Do you live here?
Why, yes. My quarters are adjacent to the staircase.
Greenhouse access.
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
I'm afraid not. The Fontoul greenhouse represents a spectacular botanical achievement. The variation in provenance among the flora we cultivate requires careful attention.
Okay.
The only way to maintain precise control over the environment is to limit the number of visitors we allow in. That's why I'm the only one with a key. I am sorry.
Letter in your room?
I got this letter here addressed to you.
Okay, that's the same thing as before.
Where did you get that?
Eh.
Thanks, Benny.
Well, still no access to the greenhouse, but I guess we should go to Lawton's Law. Also, Victor mentioned the bartender. That he and Benny apparently don't get along, so maybe ask him about Benny as well. I know there were several things that I didn't ask him about. Maybe do that first. Hello, Ricky.
Well, if it isn't New Guinea's newest detective, what can I do for you, VD?
Answer some questions. Question about locals.
I need the skinny on some of the locals.
Of course, VD. What do you want to know?
Benny the butler?
What's the story with Benny the butler?
Oh, that old so-and-so? Yeah, I used to mix in with him.
Okay.
It was nice to have a little zest for a while, but the twist is he thought it was going to be something more.
Oh.
Things got muddled and I had to get tough. Our relationship ended up on the rocks. He was pretty shaken up. Still, I hope he's doing all right.
I found
Well,
this letter in Benny's room.
wasn't expecting that.
Lots of tears on it. Is it from you?
Tears. Oh dear, that poor boy. Listen, VD, can you do me a favor? Can you give this to him? I don't like how we left things. I didn't mean to hurt him.
Okay, well, Kiki Lawton?
Have you ever met Kiki Lawton?
Is she related to Theodore Lawton?
Yep.
His wife.
I see. Well, if she's anything like her husband, I'd steer clear.
Okay.
Some kinds of dirty don't wash off with water.
Wow. Gordon Crumsford?
What do you know about the banker Gordon Crumsford?
Oh, him. But he and Victor Fontoul are always pestering poor Billy to sell the bar.
Oh. Donut Hole Billy.
How was my brother Billy doing?
Oh, you know Donut Hole, still tapping his foot and typing out tunes. I'm sure he's pretty fed up with folks trying to take over his bar, but nothing could shade his shine. He's just his wonderful musical self.
Okay.
Thanks for the info, Ricky.
Yeah, let's
I've got
go.
a split. See you around, Ricky.
I guess we should deliver the letter. Hopefully we can just enter now. Good. Give that to you.
I spoke with Ricky. He asked me to give you this letter.
Oh, Ricky. Thank you, Detective. This means a lot to me. If there's anything I can do to repay the favor, just
Access to the greenhouse? Or, you know, you could just tell me if you have some mint in there, because he needs it.
Well, if it isn't Benny the butler.
Hello, Detective. What can I do for you?
Well, greenhouse access?
Can you let me into the greenhouse?
Well, normally I'd say no.
Yeah, I know.
You've been so kind to me.
Going through
take
your room.
this. It's the key to the greenhouse.
Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, Benny.
Let's see if we can find some mint. Or do I need to use the key?
Thanks for the key, Benny.
Apparently not. I mean, I should probably close the door.
It's
Nice.
a bird of paradise.
Plants.
The top two shelves hold all sorts of flowers.
The
Bottom
bottom
shelf has aloe, orchid, fiddle leaf fig, and mint.
Ah,
Looks like I'll be getting that mortar and pestle after all.
anything else?
Nice flowers.
Lemon.
You can never have too many lemons.
I'm sure you can. Fruits and veg.
Fruits and veggies. This place has it all.
I guess that's it. All right. The mortar and pestle are mine.
I've got your mint right here.
Yup.
Wow, you found some. Thanks, VD. I was about to run out. You're a lifesaver. You have yourself a trade. The mortar and pestle are yours.
Awesome. Not sure what I need it for, but I'm sure it's for one of the voodoo recipes. Speaking of that, let's see if Kiki is at the restaurant. You Kiki?
Hello there, handsome. Looking for someone?
Not anymore.
Oh, it's like that, is it?
Kiki Lawton?
You wouldn't happen to know anyone named Kiki Lawton, would you?
As a matter of fact, I do. Better hold on to your hat, 'cause she's the devilish darling you're gabbing with, Mr.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Detective. Voodoo Detective. Pleased to meet you, Mrs. Lawton.
The pleasure's all mine, Detective. And you can call me Kiki.
Dining alone?
Dining alone?
Why do you ask? Looking for a date?
Maybe I am.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm expecting company, and my brand of entertainment is best suited for an audience of one.
Okay. Looking for Mary.
I was hoping I might run into my client. You wouldn't happen to have seen her. Goes by the name Mary Fontoul. Female, attractive, about 5'5". Looks like a little lost lamb that forgot the way home.
Who did you say you were again?
Bo Peep.
Well, I do know Mary, but she never mentioned a tall drink of water like you.
If you don't mind,
Well,
I'd
we
like
just
to
met.
ask you a few questions about her.
What do you want to know?
Mary's lost her memory. I'm trying to find it.
Lost her memory?
Yep.
The same thing happens to me around 5 o'clock every evening.
Not the same thing. Pendant.
Have you ever seen this pendant before?
I can't say that I have. Not very elegant, is it? Why do you ask? Oh, I know.
Doubt you do.
It must be evidence from one of your cases. Is that it? Was it stolen? Or perhaps it was cursed. You did say Voodoo Detective, right? Oh, how delicious.
I mean, I don't know if it's cursed.
Settle down, Mrs. Lawton. No need to get excited. It's just a necklace.
Anyone new in Mary's life?
Do you know if Mary started spending time with anyone new recently?
She hasn't mentioned anyone to me.
Okay. Mary's past?
Did Mary ever talk about her past?
Not once. Mary never volunteered personal information. And I guess I never asked. I'm not one to dig up the past once it's buried.
Good to know, I suppose. Who would hurt Mary?
Do you know anyone who would want to harm Mary?
Well, her husband is quite wealthy. I'm sure there are plenty of less fortunate islanders who might resent her wealth.
I guess.
You know, eat the rich and all. But I'm speaking in generalities now. These people might feel the same way about anyone with 2 pennies to rub together.
Mary's behavior?
Have you noticed Mary acting strange recently?
Mary? God, no. She's as reliable a friend as any I've ever had. Such a good listener. Always quiet, non-judgmental, slowly nodding to let you know she's there for you. And those stony black eyes of hers are so beautiful, like glazed obsidian.
Black eyes?
She's just lovely. An absolute doll.
Yeah, black eyes, that did not sound
I've got other
normal.
questions.
Staying here?
Are you staying at the hotel?
I certainly am. I find it a welcome respite. Domestic life can be so drab. Wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't know.
No.
Count your blessings.
Goodbye.
I've got more leads to chase down. Gotta blow.
See you around, Detective.
Okay, so I don't really have anything. Is there anything interesting in this book? Wait. This. Maybe we could use that on the pendant? Find the owner. Or the original owner. Black candle. I mean, I've got the lemon. Okay, so I need a lodestone, which should be like a magnet, I guess. A black candle. Have I seen any black candles anywhere? Not that I recall. Were there any in here? No. Well, doesn't seem to be anything of interest in here.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. Might be time to crack open Grammy's book.
Yeah, I know. Need to do that.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant. Might be time.
I mean, that's the only one I can see that is useful. Do you want me to grind up the lemon? That's not what I wanted.
Zesty. Here's my lemon zest.
Yeah.
I need to find out who gave Mary that pendant.
Is there
Might
something
be
in
time
here,
to crack open Grammy's book.
Oh, it might be a magnet in the camera?
It's a camera.
A real beauty, too. I can tell you the image quality is truly remarkable. Plus, we developed the photos right here.
Okay.
I'll take it.
Great! Thanks for shopping at Island Trader. There's nothing we won't trade for your business.
Okay. Can I leave now? Good.
It's the camera I bought from Island Trader.
Yeah.
The shopkeep said he developed my photos for free.
I mean, I want to get... Oh. Can I combine
Those
that?
don't go together.
Okay.
Those don't go together.
Hmm. Do I have a candle in my office, maybe? I mean, I have a white candle. Maybe I can switch that out for a black one somewhere? Well, I feel like that is something that I will... Oh, maybe I should visit that. But yeah, I will do that in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye!